Right to work is a controversial issue here in Missouri. If such a law is passed, it will make it illegal for unions to require its members to pay dues or fees as a condition of employment. Recently, Speaker Pro Tem Denny Hoskins was our guest, telling us why he supports right to work. Tonight, Missouri House Minority Leader Jacob Hummel starts our conversation by telling me why he thinks right to work is not right for Missouri.
I think that if you look at every single state that has enacted right to work, wages of employees across the state, whether union or non-union, have gone down. I think that is the attempt by businesses in the state to enact this legislation. Plain and simply, they want to drive down wages across Missouri.
That is certainly the argument. Now, this was defeated back in 1978, I believe, when it did go before voters.
Yes, it did.
So what are the chances of it getting in front of voters again?
I think that at this point in time, right now, we're not to a point where that's going to happen this year. The bill that was passed out of the House a few days ago went to the Senate. It was strictly a House bill. It was not a referendum that would go before the voters. I don't know that the Senate has the appetite to push something like this, especially when the vote was nowhere near a override number for a veto from the governor.
Right. Another important and uphill battle is Medicaid expansion. The Republicans and, of course, the control of the General Assembly said it's not going to happen. So
that seems to be the case, and it's very disappointing. I mean, we talk about job creation in Missouri, especially in the legislature, all the time. This is a proposal that would draw down Missouri taxpayer dollars from the federal government, money that we are owed back to our state, create 24,000 jobs, put 300,000 Missourians without access to health care on the health care rolls, there was a study done by the University of Missouri that this would create an $8 billion investment from the federal government. And again, these are our tax dollars, and spur an additional $13 billion worth of private investment, whether it's for infrastructure for our hospitals, more patient beds, and just the building out of our healthcare system.
What about the argument that eventually it will cost taxpayers in the long run?
Well, right now the match is 60-40, with the federal government and the state splitting a 60-40 match. This would eventually become a 90-10 split, where the state is only picking up 10% of the cost and the federal government picking up 90% of the cost. It seems like a great difference between now and what we have. So, I mean, I can't really understand the argument.
So you believe in it enough to push forward even though the Republicans have said it's not going to happen?
Absolutely, and I think it's important to know for Missourians that we are still fighting for that. We're fighting for them to have access to health care. Some of the arguments that I've heard is this is an urban issue versus a rural issue, and that's not the case. In fact, the vast majority of people that this would help are poorer, outstate Missourians. It's something that we need to continue on. I'm not willing to concede defeat. The argument has been that the system is broken. Well, this system, the Mo Health Net, was created under a Republican governor by a Republican House, a Republican Senate. This is their system that they put in place. And the argument is, well, we're not going to pass Medicaid expansion until we fix the system. Well, it's their system that they find that's broken. So let's go ahead and do it. We've also put forward a proposal to take it to the vote of the people, put it on the ballot. We've yet to receive a hearing on that bill, but I'd be happy to do that. If they're too afraid to vote on it themselves, be happy to put it before the voters.
Leader Hummel, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate the time.